Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The search continues for a Farmington shooting suspect. Also, 2013 could see a number of new businesses move into Farmington, and how Reynolds County's new crime-fighting tool will gain acceptance. All of these stories are coming up.
Not a bad day here in southeast Missouri. A lot of sunshine this afternoon. However, we did see some cooler weather, and more cooler weather is on the way, but a little bit of a warm-up. I'll let you know coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everybody, I'm Fred Dawkins. Thanks for joining us, and here are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. The search continues for a 59-year-old Farmington resident in connection with a Tuesday afternoon shooting. According to the St. Francis County Sheriff's Department, a 39-year-old Farmington resident was shot at least once on the left side of his upper torso and back at a business at the corner of Delasue and Highway 221. The man was airlifted to a St. Louis hospital for treatment. His injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. A 37-year-old Farmington resident has been arrested in connection with that shooting, while authorities look for the 59-year-old Farmington resident who fled the scene. Authorities say a motive for the shooting has not yet been determined, and additional arrests are expected. Well, now here's Dustin Kopp with a look at our first forecast. Dustin, what's up?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Looking at current conditions throughout southeast Missouri. We're currently in the lower 40s. 41 right now in Festus and St. Genevieve. Fredericktown the same. 44 in Piedmont. 43 in Van Buren, as well as Poplar Bluff. Going through the evening hours, clear skies at 7 p.m., 39 degrees, 37 and clear at 9. Then by midnight, we'll start seeing a little bit of an increase in cloud cover and temperature around 34. More details on the cloud cover that we're going to see for tomorrow, plus how high will those temperatures go, especially for the weekend, we'll let you know coming up later in weather.
Farmington City Administrator Greg Beavers expects to see more businesses move into Farmington in 2013. When Beavers spoke to 18 Eyewitness News earlier this month, he said a number of potential retailers and restaurants have been calling.
I talked to a gentleman yesterday who has a large clothing retailer looking at a site in Farmington for 20,000 square feet, which is a nice infill. Also had a conversation earlier or later last week with a sporting goods store who's looking at a 15 to 18,000 square foot location. We have some restaurants that are looking.
Beavers notes as some new retailers move in, others move along.
Route 21 just opened, which was a nice little addition for us. Petco is currently undergoing their infill. Of course, Sears moved, and we lost one. You know, we lost a couple of little clothing retailers through the process, but that's kind of the normal business. You know, they come and they go, and I think we're on the upswing though.
Beavers credits local property owners for working hard to bring businesses to Farmington. Reynolds County is the first police agency in the state of Missouri with the Mobile Field Lab 3000. Sheriff Tom Vollner from Reynolds County told 18 Eyewitness News because this equipment is brand new, it has to be accepted by the courts.
What we're trying to do is, you know, this is new technology, has been proven. We're trying to get a case that we can move forward through the court system, so this can become accepted.
Sheriff Vollner says he's made the preparations to take the MFL 3000 and its results into court.
The deputy on the street can test it, but then we have to bring it to a technician, because that'll be the guy testifying in court saying, yeah, they brought the sample to me, I tested it, this is how the machine, this is the science behind the machine. You know, they don't have to be a rocket scientist to work the machine. It's quite simple to work. I mean, there's just a few switches to turn on and it does all the analysis, but you need to know the basis for the analysis.
Sheriff Vollner points out the MFL 3000 is just a portable version of the same technology that police labs use when they test drugs. Poplar Bluff school administrators are on a mission to put a laptop in the hands of every junior and high school student in 3 years. As part of that initiative, 100 MacBooks have been recently distributed to students at Poplar Bluff's junior high as part of a pilot program. Now, the laptops will be rotated in each of the classrooms for 2-week periods. Earlier this year, Superintendent Chris Hahn told 18 Eyewitness News that technology will help teachers tailor lessons to fit a student's needs and interest.
It allows us to personalize the learning, not only on their level, but also in their interest. It also can create other classes that we can go to on a online situation. We can attack students can attack a class that they're interested in.
Hahn says the technology will also prepare students for the future.
You know, this is part of the skills of the 21st century: how to use technology, how to be able to discriminate on information that comes through technology, and so we just think it's preparing our students for the future in the college world and the work world, and we're really excited about starting this venture.
Other elements of the digital conversion initiative include buying 200 MacBooks for 5th and 6th graders and installing wireless internet access throughout the elementary building. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, what will Missouri Republicans do with their supermajority? That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
For 15 years, Heartland Furniture and Appliance has been the leader in price for Restonic bedding. Whirlpool built Crosley appliances, Frigidaire appliances, sofa sets, recliners, accent furniture, and White's metal detectors. Same-day delivery with no waiting. We are fast becoming this area's leader in the home furnishing and appliance business. Need a little cash? Payday loans are available in each store. We'd love to have you come see us at one of our 3 locations on both sides of Main Street in Piedmont, Business 60 in Dexter, and next to Current River Ford in Donovan. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
When the Missouri legislature convenes in January, Republicans will hold veto-proof majorities in both the House and the Senate. In other words, if Governor Jay Nixon vetoes a bill, it could still become law if both chambers override his rejection. Representative Shelley Keeney of Marble Hill, who will be starting her 3rd House term, says even people in the same party may not see an issue the same way.
And you never know until you get in the middle of an issue and, all the different personalities and the points of view on something, may differ not only within the House of Representatives, but whenever you start working with the Senate, they may have differing opinions as well.
Keeney tells 18 Eyewitness News the legislative process itself can also limit what can be accomplished.
As we see every single year, there will be issues that a majority of the members of the House and the Senate agree on, but in the end, just because of the process and the amount of time that we have trying to get things through, may not be able to be fully passed in the end.
Keeney, who will serve a 2nd term as Majority Caucus Chair, represents Missouri's 145th District, which incorporates Bollinger, Madison, and about half of Perry County. Harvest Christian Center needs sponsors for this year's Foster Children's Christmas Party. For children 12 and under, the foster parents provide a wish list. Foster kids over 12 receive a $75 gift card. Organizer Tammy Jones tells 18 Eyewitness News that they'll bundle smaller donations to give a child a brighter Christmas.
So there's multiple ways you can get involved. You can either sponsor a child, you can buy a gift card, you can just give a cash donation. Maybe you say, I can't afford $75, but you give $5 or $10, and we take all those small amounts and we put them together and make one happen.
The party brings together more than 300 foster children from St. Francis, Washington, Madison, and St. Genevieve counties. Now, Tammy says the party brightens the holidays for children who are going through so much.
And for that one day, they get to forget about the responsibility or the load that's on their shoulders, or maybe the thinking that this is my fault, the reason why I'm placed in this home. So it brings such a joy to their heart, and for that reason is why I am such an advocate for this party.
And if you'd like to sponsor a child's Christmas or make a cash donation, you'll find all of the details by clicking this story at our website, KDKZ18.com. Well, the name of Missouri's first dinosaur will be revealed next Wednesday. The Bollinger County Museum of Natural History will host a naming ceremony for their Hypsabeam Missouri Insaw dinosaur. For the past few months, students have had the chances to submit names. The museum has reviewed all of the submissions to come up with a winner. Awards will be presented to the student offering the selected name as well as runners-up. The naming ceremony is set for next Wednesday, November 21st, starting at 9 in the morning at the museum.
Coming up next in weather, I'll give you details on a little bit of a warm-up here in southeast Missouri. We'll be right back.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. Let's take a look at weather headlines throughout southeast Missouri. We're currently going to see mild air for the next several days. It's still going to be on the cool side, but a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing. Plenty of sunshine, but watching for some showers next week. And we're continuing to watch for that frost in the morning. 41 right now in Festus, 42 in Potosi, 43 in Ironton, 44 in Piedmont. Let's just go down that board, shall we? 43 right now in Ellington and Van Buren. Currently here at the studio with 41 degrees under a clear sky. Feels like 41 out there. Current dew point 24 with humidity at 50%. East wind at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow we're going to see an increase in clouds throughout southeast Missouri. As cloud cover starts to increase, we're going to start seeing those cooler temperatures decrease, so the temperatures will decrease, giving us a cooler air is what I'm trying to say to you. And so for a forecast for tonight, 29 degrees for your overnight low, clear skies, temperatures in the 20s to low 30s, 29 in Potosi, 30 in Ironton, 29 in Piedmont, Poplar Bluff at 28, 26 in Van Buren, and 27 in Festus. Then for tomorrow, mid-50s for highs, 55 in Farmington under a partly sunny sky during the most of the day. As we start getting closer to the end of the day, we're going to start seeing more cloud cover, 56 in Ironton as well as in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff, 57 in Van Buren, 54 in Potosi. Next several days looking like this. On Thursday, like I said, mid-50s, but Friday, we'll continue to see those mid-50s as we clear out. Plenty of sunshine. Mid-50s continue for Saturday and Sunday. By Sunday, we'll start seeing an increase in clouds, partly sunny, 55, 56 and partly sunny on Monday. Then some showers in the area on your Tuesday with a high of 56 and 57 and sunny on Wednesday. Another look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. Mostly sunny sky on Saturday, high of 56, 32 for your overnight low. Then 55 and partly sunny on your Sunday with a low of 38. That is a check of your Storm Tracker weather forecast. You get the latest weather information at our website, KDKZ18.com. Just click on the Weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Coming up in today's 2-minute tour of Missouri. Unemployment rate holds steady in October. The state's minimum wage rises in January. And Cape Girardeau's new casino brings in more than 10,000 customers in the first 2 days. Today's 2-minute tour of Missouri actually starts in South Dakota, where the Army Corps of Engineers will proceed with plans to reduce the flow from an upper Missouri River reservoir, despite concerns it will worsen low water problems on the Mississippi. The Corps expects to cut the flow from the Gavins Point Dam in South Dakota from 17,000 cubic feet per second to 12,000 cubic feet as a drought-related conservation measure. Officials say they'll use dredging, river structures, and rock removal to keep the Mississippi open for as long as possible. A new report says Missouri gained about 13,000 non-farm payroll jobs in October, while the state's unemployment rate held steady at 6.9%. October's biggest job increases were in the professional and business services sector, which added 6,700 jobs. Those increases were partly offset by declines in financial services and manufacturing. Well, starting next year, Missouri's minimum wage will rise by a dime to $7.35 an hour. For the past several years, the state has followed the federal minimum wage, but inflation has now pushed Missouri's minimum wage above the federal standard. The Missouri Chamber of Commerce expressed concern Tuesday that the state's new minimum wage could put it at a competitive disadvantage. The first 2 days of operations for Cape Girardeau's new casino saw more than 10,700 people cross their threshold. According to figures released by the Missouri Gaming Commission, in their first 2 days, Isle Cape Girardeau had grossed gaming revenue of almost $594,000. A spokesperson for the casino reports more than 40,000 customers visited in the first 10 days. More students in Missouri are studying foreign languages and world history. Last year, public school enrollment in world history classes totaled nearly 90,000 students, compared to about 53,000 10 years ago. The number of students studying Spanish has almost tripled in Missouri in the past 2 decades, and enrollment is also growing in French, German, Russian, and Chinese classes. And that's your 2-minute tour of Missouri for today. Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, one of the best things you can encourage your teen to do, coming up on Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Looking to buy a digital camera? I'm going to help you focus on what to aim for. Tips ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment. With a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery, caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit.
Somewhere in the world right now, and somewhere right here in our community, there are people who need help. In today's Focus on the Family, Dr. Bill Meyer explains how your kids can benefit from learning to meet those needs.
These are children that almost 95% of them have HIV, and many of them were found on the town dump. Parents would take their children and they just leave them in the dump to die.
Steve is talking about a village in Mozambique where he and his 17-year-old daughter Carrie visited last year. Steve and his wife Becky are passionate about helping their kids learn to meet needs in their own community and around the globe.
Steve grew up in Africa and was exposed to human need at a very early age. And we wanted to give that to our kids. We wanted them to grow to look beyond themselves.
We are in a culture where children many times are too focused on what they want and what they feel they need, and parents can get into a routine of accommodating that self-centeredness.
Helping our kids see the needs of others is the first step toward a less self-centered society. In Carrie's case, she had a life-changing experience in Africa.
I remember one little boy, I made eye contact with him and he just grabbed my hand and he wouldn't let go, and then I picked him up and he looked fine, and I just felt all down his neck and back, just huge tumors, and it was really heartbreaking to see. And
it's like Mother Teresa said, it's not that you're going to do great things, but you're going to do small things with great love.
Closer to home, the Harlings have also been involved in projects to help the homeless. They say the key to getting kids involved is letting them find their own passion for helping.
Just watching your kids get it, that it's more than the house, it's more than the new clothes, it's more than the jewelry and the iPod. You know, it's you're here for a short period of time on earth and you can make a difference.
Encourage your kids to look around for needs that aren't being met in your community. Then join with them in doing something about it. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Focus on the Family link. So many people right now are doing their holiday shopping, and for many people that includes a digital camera. Money expert Stacy Johnson zooms in on digital cameras and some buying tips.
Hi, how are you? What brought you into the store today? Buy a camera that meets your needs, but first decide what your needs are. Picture, 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 and back.
You want your pictures to be perfect, and nobody knows that more than 40-year veteran photographer Barry Shine. It starts, of course, with the right camera.
Carefully look at each camera and spend some time. Don't be intimidated by a salesman. Just look at the camera and see what camera is going to do what you want to do.
You got to think about your camera's size, features, price, and then there are the megapixels. Now you might think the higher the megapixels, the better.
They used to be important, but they're not important any longer. Most cameras are of enough megapixels that they take astonishingly good pictures.
But if not megapixels, what do you focus on? Well, first, think about how you're going to use the camera. Are you shooting people or landscapes? Does size matter? Next, decide on simple autofocus or the more flexible and expensive single lens reflex. Then, research. Read online reviews, but take these cameras for a test drive at a big box store or camera shop.
Just go like this, put your hand under here.
And finally, shop around, but consider buying locally.
Though they may be a little more expensive, you're going to get a lot better service and you're going to learn to take a lot better pictures.
And when you're buying that camera, don't forget the extras. You might want a case, could want a tripod. You're definitely going to need some memory cards. Bottom line, buying the wrong camera is no pretty picture. Spend some time up front, capture better memories for years to come. For more information, go to moneytalksnews.com and do a search for camera. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com. Click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And here's what's coming up in sports. The first round of the Arcadia Valley Tournament features a battle of the Tigers. Mizzou men's basketball looks sloppy out on the court, and a St. Louis Blues setup man enters the Hall of Fame. It's all coming up right here in sports.
Tips to make you money delivered daily. The totally free Money Talks newsletter. Sign up now and get my money makeover video, a $50 value, as my gift. MoneyTalksNews.com.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1. This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
The first round of the 86th annual Arcadia Valley Thanksgiving Basketball Tournament is going to feature a battle of the Tigers, when the number 3 seeded Clearwater is going to take on the 6th seed Arcadia Valley. First-year AV coach Ricky Turnbow says their defensive strategy will be flexible.
We're going to run the matchup zone. It's not going to take teams long to figure that out, but that's something that I'm hoping will be a big part of our season. I like to, like you said, just adjust defenses. I think anymore you just about have to. You got to be flexible, and I don't like playing zone, but if time calls for it, then I think we're big enough this year that we could keep some people from scoring on the inside.
You can hear every game of the AV tournament on Froggy 96, Kickin' Country 105. Froggy96online.com, or watch crystal clear, high-resolution video at KDKZ18.com. The Cardinals released relief pitcher Kyle McClellan on Tuesday. The Florissant native and Hazelwood West High product pitched for the Redbirds from 2008 to 2011, and he won 12 games for the World Series championship team, but he missed out on most of the last season because of an elbow and shoulder problem. McClellan has been advancing through a long toss program in recent weeks. He expects his arm to be ready for spring training, where he's going to try to hook up with a new team as a free agent. The 15th ranked Mizzou men's basketball team romped over Alcorn State a final of 91-54, but the final score hides a very sloppy first half performance from a team that's been trying to figure out their offensive identity and right combinations. Phil Pressey led the Tigers for 21 points, followed by Auburn transfer Ernest Ross, who added 17. The Tigers remained without senior guard Michael Dixon, whose suspension for vague violations of team rules looms longer and longer, and of course it's going unexplained still. Mizzou coach Frank Haith has yet to talk about a timetable for his return. St. Louis hockey fans finally had something to smile about yesterday with the induction of Adam Oates into the Hockey's Hall of Fame. In 2.5 years in St. Louis, Oates had netted 228 assists, and in 19 NHL seasons, he totaled 1,079, which is the 6th highest total in league history. The prolific setup man started as an undrafted free agent who led the league in assists 3 times in his career and was second to only Wayne Gretzky in assists for the entire decade of the 1990s. Fred and Dustin, it's back to you, and that's a day in sports. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Let's take a quick check at that forecast for the rest of this evening. Clear skies at 7 p.m., 39 degrees. Clear skies at 9 with a temperature around 37. And by midnight, a partly cloudy sky and a temperature around 34. That does it for 18 Eyewitness News this evening at 6 p.m. Newswatch is next. You can get the latest weather information, plus your local news and sports at our website, KDKZ18.com. We hope you have a good evening. Newswatch is next. Like I said, we'll see you right back here on 18 Eyewitness News tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Coming up tonight on KDKZ Channel 18.